This is a song called Now She's Just a Shadow.
Shining like the morning sun. 'Cause now she's just a shadow. You used to sing her sweet love songs, but now you stay out all night long. 'Cause now she's just a shadow. Photographs from long ago, everything looks black and white. Happy times, but now they're through. But don't you be afraid to step into the light. The leaves are falling from the trees, the seasons changing in the breeze. And now she's just a shadow. Photographs from long ago, everything looks black and white. Happy times, but now they're through. And don't you be afraid to step into the light. The leaves are falling from the trees, the seasons changing in the breeze. And now she's just a shadow. It's time to move on, 'cause now she's just a shadow. It's time to move on. 'Cause now she's just a shadow.
Miles Zunigha, live in the KPFT studios.
Yes.
What's going on? That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. Let's talk about Fastball and the big band. You guys are working in town in Austin. You know, you did a little day job. I think Tony worked in the bagel shop at the time.
He did.
And it seemed like overnight you guys are on Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien. There's so many great bands here in town. How did you make it? I mean, of course you gotta have a great song and all that, but how did you make it on the national scene? How did you come from an local Austin band to Jay Leno?
It was just that song, really. That suddenly there was, you know, we recorded that album in August of '97, and we didn't even think that song was a single, and then the record didn't come out until March of '98, so almost a year of limbo where there was no president at the label. No one knew what was going to happen.
It was on Hollywood Records, is that right?
Yeah, and they were basically the laughingstock of the record industry at the time. And they never had any hits. They were owned by Disney, so everybody was like, you know, the only reason they exist is because they've got this massive corporation behind them. This really was like, no one respected the label. Everyone thought it was a joke. But they brought in Bob Cavallo, who used to manage Prince and Earth, Wind & Fire, and he was a very powerful, smart guy.
Is that what brought you to the label in the first place?
No, we were on the label when this other guy was head of the label. He got fired, and that's the only reason we got to do another record. So we did one record called Make Your Mama Proud, and it didn't sell anything because no one knew it existed. They didn't promote it.
So what made you stick with that label for another album if it was kind of shaky in the first place?
Well, we didn't, you know, when you got nothing to lose. What were we going to do?
Sure.
We had just put out a flop record. Nobody wanted to sign us. Nobody wanted to touch us with a 10-foot pole. And then suddenly we recorded this next record because there was no president at the label, so that the accountant or someone signed off on, like, sure, make another. And then this radio guy there said, let me work something. I think, he took our record and decided to fly around the country and basically have meetings with all these program directors. And they put the song on, the phones like blew up. Everybody loved the song. That happened right before Bob Cavallo came and took the helm. So when he got there, first day on the job,
big hit waiting.
There was a hit there already, and then they were full steam ahead. It was a no-brainer. So all that happened. It was just very strange. It was like all the levers fell into place, and suddenly we literally did go from. Tony was still working at the bagel shop, and then 2 weeks later we were on Jay Leno. It seems like an overnight success, but it was 4 years in the making, and lots of uncertainty and stuff.
Sure.
It just, for whatever reason, everything worked out, and the song's a great song, and everybody loved it, and that was that. We were.
Now, let me ask you about the video. Did you make that before it was a big hit, or did you do that after the fact?
The only reason you would spend that kind of money, the Mick G who's gone on to do the Charlie's Angels movies, and he's made he made that movie with Christian Bale. I can't remember what it is, but Mick G's a big time director now. But back then he was kind of the king of video, of MTV music video, and I forget what his personal fee was. So it was that, the budget for that was huge, but the label was more than willing to pay for it because MTV was going to play the daylights out of it. Mm-hmm. It's a very different climate now than it was back then. Back then, there was just tons of money to be made, and all these guys, it really was all about, is it going to be a hit or not? If it's a hit, if it's a hit, then we can then it pays for itself. We can spend a ton of money doing all these different things. Now, if you have a hit song, people just pay 99 cents.
Mm-hmm, right.
Or steal it.
Sure.
Or listen to it on Spotify. They don't actually ever need to buy it, and if they do, it's $1 versus 15. Mm-hmm. So the economics of it make it an unsustainable thing. Yes.
You play Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, a Horde Music Festival. You go to you're actually nominated for an MTV Music Awards. You go to the big ceremony?
We did, yeah. That was actually on my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Great.
You're sitting there next to Madonna and folks like that. Was that an odd place to be?
I wasn't sitting next to Madonna because they put all the people that aren't going to win on one side, and then they put all the people that are going to win in the middle.
Right.
So people like Madonna and Beyonce and stuff were in the middle of the auditorium, and we were on the side.
I see.
But I was sitting right in front of Rob Zombie. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And right behind RZA from Wu-Tang.
Right.
So that was, I can't complain.
Right.
It was trippy, and we went afterwards. We went to a party at Marilyn Manson's place, and it was fun, man.
Very cool.
Those were, glory days.
And what about the Grammys? Did you go to that?
Went
ceremony?
to the Grammys too. That was not as fun. Not as fun.
A little more serious.
Well, I remember we had the general manager at the label kept saying, I want to sit with my boys. That's what he kept saying. I'm going to sit with my boys. And he kept harassing the people at the Grammys that he gets to sit with us. So what did they do? They put us in his seats,
right.
Which were in the back, yeah. We should have been on the floor, and we were like, oh, great. Now we're sitting. Yeah. Thanks.
We're going to sit with you.
Great. We're up here in the nosebleed. It was so stupid. But those are the kind of things that go on.
Sure.
You're off promoting the album. You're not paying attention to where you're sitting at the Grammys.
Yeah, right.
That was fun. I missed Ricky Martin's, career-making performance because I had to go to the John. Right. And that was when he came out and did that song. It wasn't Vita Loca, but it was that other song. And everybody goes, who's this guy? And after that, he just exploded, and I missed it. I was in the bathroom. And what did I miss? What just happened?
We've got Miles Zuniga.
Very good.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
You were in town last night and played at the Mucky Duck. That went well?
Yes.
Very
it was
good.
a lot of fun.
And the CD came out yesterday.
It did. It's out.
And you can get it at?
You can get it anywhere. Here in Houston, I don't know.
Cactus.
At the Cactus.
And yeah, and
You can get it
online.
at Cactus. You can get it on my website, www.mileszuniga.com. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon.com, etc., etc.
Okay, these ghosts have bones.
Correct.
Okay, what made you decide to finally do one of your own?
Well, I had a lot on my mind. I went through this kind of, I went through divorce, and it was pretty emotional time, and I just wanted. I had a lot to say, and I didn't want to have to negotiate with my band or anyone else about how it was going to sound or what the songs were going to be. If I did this with Fastball, I'd have to leave off 5 songs. The other 5 songs would be Tony's songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I this is all of a piece. It's a single kind of conversation, and I didn't want to have to chop it
Compromise
up.
that.
So I just elected to go ahead and do it myself.
And the Fastball's still going strong. And were these guys supportive of your solo project?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they weren't, I wouldn't care.